Alright, so welcome back to the Warchief Club 21 Oceania. So we're back after 2 weeks off. Adiko's been a little bit busy with work and whatnot, so big shout out to him for getting back in the groove and running some more of these for us to all tune into and sign up and play and support our players on their journey in AoE4 competitive. So we've got HAX spawning here. He's in light blue and he's on Chinese. He's up against LaSh in regular blue. The darker blue, he's on French. So that plays some pretty strong contenders today. Definitely not new faces to AoE4 by any means. These relics, both of our players sort of have a safe-ish relic. Well, there's these three semi-neutral ones, but the wall-off, I guess it means it's sort of slightly easier for HAX to get control of these two. LaSh has got a nice access to this one. I suppose HAX does too. Interesting deer spawn. So this one's actually on a high ground, sort of walled off from himself towards his opponent for LaSh. Well, this one's quite safe behind his base. HAX got two front side ones. So HAX starting to gather some gold. He's got his official out to empower. And our French player LaSh just gathering gold and food for the moment, no wood gathering. LaSh going for the 2 scouts and HAX also going for the 2 scouts, so they want to get a nice haul of sheep and really deny the other the opportunity to get a safe food eco going for too long. Probably especially important for French because of the knights, but at the same time a Chinese player, because they like to go for that double starting landmark to get to feudal and then get the Song dynasty. For that amazing villager production speed decrease in the Zhugnu, which actually fare a little bit better against knights than regular archers, as well as trading extremely well against archers and against spearmen. I mean, ideally you probably want to get your own spearmen as well as Chinese in this matchup. LaSh taking his castle age now. Sorry, not his castle age, his feudal age. It'd be pretty impressive to see a 3-minute castle age now, wouldn't it? HAX getting the resources for his feudal now. He's going to add the Imperial Academy first, just to double the tax generation here. Alright guys, it's been a good year financially for you. Pay up. So LaSh definitely going to have the early aggression advantage and map control because he'll have those early knights out. Or HAX, they're eager to go for some spearmen and possibly some Zhugnu behind them to make sure he can safely work through to the castle age. So LaSh's feudal age kicking in. He'll start on that knight production straight away. He's actually going to go for a second town center quickly here. So he's only getting the initial knight, just for a bit of pressure. Really wants to ramp that French eco. We'll make sure that even if HAX does get Song Dynasty is still going to have the advantage in villager production. Because he'll have one out every 9 seconds as opposed to one out every 13. So the knight will be able to take out the scout. Well, not quite. The scout should be safe to get under that very strong Chinese town center. It does have extra damage, like the English one. So Barbican going to be next to the stone mine to help defend it. So HAX going to go for some spears to defend this, while LaSh won't be far off, having his second TC, and he is going to have archers to defend his knights against the spears. Well, it looks like this village is going to be delayed in finishing off the Barbican. And the problem with using a low health villager to try and finish it off, he can't cop a second charge, so he will bleed a villager, and it might even happen again unless he's willing to cycle villagers. Once he cops a charge off one, garrison it back to the hunt and send another in onto the Barbican, because now he's got to commit a fuckload of villagers to make up for the lost time now. So LaSh in the meanwhile has overgathered on stone even, but in the meanwhile be able to put TC down next to this hunt. So Song Dynasty now kicking in for HAX, so he is going to get that faster Vil production, but it is a little bit slow. He's going to go for 2 TC Song. Then we'll have villagers out every 6.5 seconds as opposed to the 9 for LaSh. So he'll get villager production back in his favour once again. But for now, LaSh is starting to rip ahead. 2 and a bit villagers ahead at the moment. LaSh even going to add a barracks here just to have a nice front line of units against the spears. He can defend against a horseman transition. Well, he hasn't really been able to pump out his own knights just yet, his own gold. Eco isn't all that flash. It's a very safe second TC for HAX. At the same time, it means he gets very little control of anything out in the map. So I said LaSh would overgathered on stone, but he's actually going to use it to upgrade a couple of watch posts. He can even possibly deny the gold mine over here on the relic for HAX. Possibly even hit the gold mine over here. So double stables horseman production to quell the double archer production, but LaSh has already been producing spears, and he can always add more knights back into his composition now that he's up to that 40 Vil eco. Well, HAX is also up to a 40 Vil eco with that insane villager production speed of 2 TC Song. But now HAX has to try and defend this very boomy eco against a Civ that has a fairly easy way of getting to an almost as boomy and more aggressive position. So LaSh continuing to creep forward with the towers, denying HAX's opportunity to keep on his original wood line. It's also going to start to put the house and the barracks under a bit of threat. HAX now needs to try and get control of one of these gold mines over here, because this one and the relic and that hunter are also under control of LaSh for the moment. Single villager going to get picked off there eventually, I believe. Oh, it's not actually seen. Oh, here we go. It will get seen. Now that tower's finished. The villager will go down. A little bit sloppy there for HAX, but at the same time, must bring up a nice force to try and break out of this. Near spears and horsemen. Meanwhile, LaSh is going to restart his knight production. Does have lots of his own spears already. He's going to start spear and archer production once again. He's going to get access to armory upgrades. LaSh, no armory yet, but bearing in mind the moment he throws it down, he gets bloomery for free, so he can afford to trail with it slightly. So HAX going to try and bust out here, but he does lose a horseman before he takes out the spearman. He really needs to try and take out the tower as quick as possible before LaSh is able to mass up everything together and take a nice fight. So this archer's going to get cleaned up. Relatively little there for HAX, so that's nice for him. But LaSh is still here working away, going to cut through the wall. An impressive horseman and spear count here. At the same time, the horseman copying a lot of damage from those spears. I think HAX should have enough to win this trade here. Oh, I could be wrong. A lot of these horsemen are going down very quickly. Meanwhile, LaSh is looking to keep creeping forward with this proxy. With these towers, he's denying that gold. He'll be able to start working on the blacksmith as well. Possibly even... Oh, he's waiting. He's scouting out the knight first to see if it's better off to go for here, or here even. So, LaSh ultimately able to win that trade there, I think. HAX taking a bad engagement with the horseman, going in a little bit too quick to clean up the archers. Now with some Zhugnu in the mix, these guys quite solid against the archers and the spearmen. And also fare a little bit better against the knights than regular archers, like I said. But at the same time, LaSh is already starting to work away at HAX's eco, keeping him off these farms. HAX struggling to try and get more production out here in the meantime, adding another range. He's defending this mill because LaSh is tearing the shit out of it at the moment. HAX can breathe the sigh of relief that this berries up here is nice and safe. All these villagers don't have to worry about anything at the moment, but we've got some upgraded watch posts here. So this will really start to be a thorn in the side for HAX. He's going to have to get off this hunt before long, or look at getting these villagers to try and help wipe out the outpost, which is a very expensive gamble. And the archer's going to get another volley of arrows onto the ball of villagers there. Another couple of them are going to go down. So LaSh right now has HAX right where he wants him. He's got full map control seemingly. He's even going to try and tower up this outpost to support his archer ball here, but it looks like HAX has just enough of a mix of archers and Zhugnu to cut through and delay that outpost going up. Another villager's going to fall. Oh, he gets out of that on 2 health. The tower creeping is relentless right now. It looks like HAX might be able to pick off this villager, so LaSh is going to have to send another villager forward and delete that tower in the meantime. Oh, but I don't know if HAX has spotted this. No, this is perfect for... oh, here we go. HAX has only just noted this just in time to be able to clean this up. So LaSh is going to lose another villager, but HAX is already down 5 villagers to his opponent despite the faster villager print build. So LaSh has applied some great pressure to his opponent. It's been expensive for HAX to keep producing villagers so quickly while he's been cut off from his hunts. So it looks like HAX might be able to start getting a nice farm eco going. But he's going to have to keep making sure he can catch up and surpass LaSh in eco, because LaSh has access to easy berries and hunts around the map. But he's still got to try and clean up all these towers cost effectively with the rams. This berries up here. He finished very soon, and eventually HAX is going to have to find a way to filter them back towards the base, or possibly defend this, lock it down with towers before he invests in farms, or even walls it in. So now HAX, 71 to 72 villages to LaSh. He's closed that initial gap. He's got the ram to try and clean up the outposts, so he'll be able to get control of this south side of his base once again, get those gold mines, possibly even get this hunt. But LaSh is now going to try and pressure at this farming spot, because HAX is pretty ballsy to actually try and add this second mill here. He probably should have looked at adding it over here next to the gold mine, because it's easy to just try and wall this in, and he gives himself all this space to put down military production, because his opponent creeping forward with these towers. Not like he's going to be able to get on that hunt for free anytime soon. Ooh, and there's a scout here to try and clean up the ram, so HAX is going to have to pick off that scout. Archers, nice spread of them, going to clean up one of the villagers and back out. So HAX has to bring the ram back and repair it, because LaSh, that village, that one scout he'd left in there, is really paying a dividend now. HAX another ram. He's going to try and push into the outposts, but they're focusing on all the infantry at the moment. That's a good count of archers and knights here for our French player, so LaSh has managed to make sure, even though his opponent's playing the greedy abilities, kept ahead in eco and managed to keep ahead in army size through all this, and HAX doing everything he can to defend, now trying to add an outpost of his own. He's done a good job at defending this mill, actually. He's close to busting out of this, but he needs to be careful. He only has that one half health ram at the moment. He has already lost the other one. So all the ram does just absolutely cop it there from the knight charge, while the archer's a little bit slow to engage. The archer's here for LaSh. So HAX now forced off his farm eco once again. And he doesn't really have a lot to try and defend against the knights. Like, while the Zhugnu will fare better against the knights than regular archers, he needs to be able to keep them stationary to actually ramp up the damage. And he does still need some spears in the front line so they can do so and get all those shots off without being picked off themselves. So more villagers being cleaned up here by LaSh, and HAX now. He's going to struggle because LaSh is even pinching this berries off him at the moment. Even if he does manage to break out of the stranglehold, he's going to have to rely on farm eco from here, because LaSh is zoning him out of all the free food. And he split knights up all across the base. A couple of spears should be able to clean up these knights. And meanwhile, the archers still working away at the archer ball for HAX there, and they've cleaned up stacks of villagers. LaSh at 92 to the 75 vill count of HAX, and I think HAX might have no choice but to tap out here. More knights coming in to support LaSh's fight, and GG. HAX has to tap out.